Hi guys, welcome back to Alamat Haunted Philippines, where we talk about supposedly haunted places in the Philippines. For this week, the place that we will talk about was a fun and lively place where people gathered and danced. The place is called Ozone Disco. Back in the time when discos and partying were rampant, one place in Quezon City in the Philippines was a famous spot for students nearby. This happened in March of 1996 during the graduation season of the country. The club held a promo for the graduates, which brought in almost 400 people in the bar, even though the approved occupancy was only for 35 people. These guests were excited to start a new chapter in their lives, but with what happened, some lives actually ended that night. Shortly before midnight, the bar experienced a malfunction. Something sparked in the ceiling near the DJ's booth and in the kitchen. Guests thought that it was part of the special effects and just dismissed the malfunction. The guests continued to dance and party until they saw the flames grow quickly. One of the survivors was a DJ, and when he was interviewed afterwards, he said, "It was like hell. I tried to tell the people that there was a fire, but the microphone stopped working. When the guests saw the growing flames, they started to panic. Then chaos erupted. Other equipment started to malfunction as well. Everybody started to rush to the exits, but was stopped because the security guards who were oblivious to the fire thought that there was a riot inside the establishment and closed the second floor exit. According to the reports, the doors opened inwards, creating a death trap for the panicking people that were trying to get out. Another survivor reported that when the doors finally opened, a backdraft happened, and that backdraft knocked down a lot of the escapees. The impact was so strong. Everyone in the hallway was hit and fell down. It was like a tidal wave of heat. I needed to get out. That's all that I kept on thinking. If I died, at least people would be able to identify me," Shailene Braun said when she recalled her memories of the Ozone Disco fire. The reported death toll of 162 was the highest for any fire in the Philippines. The deaths were not only due to the fire, but also due to the stampede when people were trying to push out of the place. And when the rescue teams recovered the bodies, they reported that the bodies were so badly burnt that the skin stuck to each other, and other remains were crushed beneath a collapsed ceiling. Other survivors blamed the owners of the club, stating, "It would not have happened if the owners were not remiss in their responsibilities," pertaining to the doors that opened inwards. Nowadays, laws are stricter to ensure that something like this incident wouldn't happen again. Due to the accident that happened, some people reported that they would see and hear or feel things that are paranormal within the establishment. Passers-by reported hearing party music coming from the area where the nightclub stood, and when they checked, everything would be closed and nobody would be present. Other people would say that they would see shadow figures dancing within the burnt establishment, which did not make sense because the place was abandoned at the time. Some employees of nearby establishments would report that some ghosts would haunt their halls due to the incident, and some guests reported that knocking would be heard even though there would be no one there. Finally, people that would drive past the area late at night reported seeing phantoms waving at them. They would say that the figures were blurry and that the details of their faces could not be fully seen. The Ozone Disco had been demolished, and now a fast food restaurant stands where the fire happened more than 25 years ago. If you visit the Philippines, and if you see shadowy figures into the night, I suggest you stay far away as they might invite you for one last dance. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to your friends and family. If you have recommendations on what places you would want me to cover next, please write them down in the comment section below. Salamat guys, and see you in the next one.